Hey, what's up, guys? So we're gonna film a Buffy the Vampire-esque sort of short film this weekend. It's all very quick and dirty, and it's gonna be a blast. But one of the tasks that we have is we need some wooden stakes because the vampire character being played by Elizabeth Chamberlain um, is being hunted by vampire hunters. So we couldn't really have actors winging wooden stakes at Elizabeth while we go through the fight scenes. So I had to come up with a solution, which I'll show you here. So what I did was I cut some strips, 2x2 inch strips of foam board insulation, right? That way, if it makes kind of contact hard, they'll break off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these up into roughly 18-inch lengths to be able to shape our wooden stakes. So here's our pieces cut into smaller, roughly 18-inch pieces. The reason we want to keep them shorter is if we go too long just based on the material, they'll flutter in camera. You'll see them kind of move around. So the shorter, the better, the more stable they're going to be, and the more they'll look like a wooden stake as opposed to floppy foam. So I'm just going to take one of these pieces and start to shape it into a prototype. Once I nail that down, then we'll take these 5 pieces, probably make an extra in case one breaks. There's 5 hunters, and we will make weapons out of them. Okay, so I took one of my pieces into the garage to my 2x42 belt sander, which is a little bit aggressive, but I wanted to just quickly sort of map out this rough sort of prototype. I've got bigger hands, so that should be good as far as the grip is concerned. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and shape it further where I have more control. And you use this cut off farrier's rasp. It's got a rougher and a little bit of the smoother side to help me hog off material that I don't want. All right, so with the basic shape there, I use this tiny little wire wheel on my cordless Dremel here to just kind of create a bit of a wood texture in the stake. I'll take a fine sandpaper and sand it a little bit, but I don't want to get rid of all of that texture. That will show up better when we paint it. Okay, so here's the rough prototype. Using a belt sander, a rasp, and some 120 grit sandpaper. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Dremel here to just kind of clean it up. It'll be a little less complex than I wanted it to be, but I have like 5 of them to make, so I think something pretty simple like this will be good. It will kill. Actually, it won't kill, but when it's done, it should look like it could. So we're gonna do a couple of coats on it and get it ready for paint. The lighting's not the greatest in here right now, and this was just hey, let's record the process sort of situation. So I'm gonna put some healthy coats of that, probably give it 20 minutes in between coats, and then hopefully it'll be ready for painting. Okay, so I've got 2 of the stakes Mod Podge sculpted and drying. In the background you can see we're going to make a stone sort of artifact out of basically the same material, the pink stuff. Yeah, so this is what it looks like when you live with a filmmaker slash artist who basically would rather make things than pay someone else to do it. Okay, so now we've got our vampire steak kind of laid out, sculpted. So what we're going to do is we're going to seal it with this black paint sort of mixed with Mod Podge, and we'll cover it really good so we get a good seal and it'll be ready to paint. So I'll check in with you once we're done that. I've got 3 of them to do. I'm just trying to brush it on with the grain of the wood, or how the wood should go. Doesn't have to be super detailed, because this is just acting as a primer for our paint when it's time. And what better way to sit and do this than watch a Jason Statham movie. Gonna check out Shelter. Haven't seen it yet. These props are for an action, so it's a good opportunity to study what their camera work looks like in fight scenes, that kind of stuff. Every opportunity is an opportunity to learn. All right, so we got our foam board props sealed with Mod Podge. I'm just going to spin my camera around here. And they're hanging from our light, because why not? Cool little tip. I have these like little clothing clips here, and then just put a screw in the end of your prop, and then you can hang them to dry. And then when it's time to paint, you just use a little bit of gap filler, which I'll talk about in a bit, and then it's just a quick touch up. So we're gonna let those cure and dry, and then we'll get into painting them. Looks like those two are almost dry.